Good morning, YouTube. Today is January 17th. It is a Thursday, 2019. These are our stocks on the watch list for this morning. Let's take a look at the market first. As you guys can see, the market closed yesterday at 260.98 and it hit a high of day of 261.97. If you guys look at the ticks in the intraday charts of the 1 minute and 5 minute, you guys can see that we're currently at 260 and 6 cents. Also, looking at our S&P 500 5-minute chart, we usually get resistance around the 260 level, so it is something to keep in mind. You know, I'm thinking that today we could possibly fall down to the 258 259 level, you know, before possibly catching a bounce. The moving averages are moving upward. This is my 20, this is my 9-day moving average, so you guys can see that, you know, we're starting to come into a, you know, a cornerstone lapse of, you know, between resistance and support right here. But the SPY, if you guys do zoom in, did have a markup and then sold off and closed below the 50, which implies weakness to me. So I'm thinking that we could possibly have a fall back down to the 257, 258 level. Futures as of right now are down. Ticks are positive right now, and ADD is also at 717, hasn't curved up yet. But it's just something to keep on watch. I'm thinking that we will pull back today. All right, so stocks on the watch for today. Okay, for short positions, we'll cover stocks for shorts, stocks for longs for just today, and then we'll talk about swings and the current stocks I'm currently holding as of right now. First stock is Etsy. We had a run up for the past 3 days. We went all the way up to the high of day yesterday at $56 and then sold off. We are currently sitting at a gravestone, which looks like we could pull back to about a 52, 53 level from 54. And that's about a 2-point move. If the SPY begins to pull as well too, that'll add some momentum onto this stock to sell off. But this is a weak signal for me. Also has hit resistance around this level from yesterday and, you know, previous marker December 14th. So it looks like we will pull back today. That's what it looks like to me. And that's for short position. You know, 1 to 2 point move just for today to close out all positions. But if we decide to go that route, I'll be looking to short that. For a long position, I'm looking at data. Now, currently this stock has high composite ratings. But as you guys can see, we had a run up 2 days ago on the 15th. We had some follow through, but then at the end of the day, the stock began to sell off yesterday. What I like about this stock is that, one, it has high composite ratings. It's a great stock to hold no matter what, even if, you know, you don't make any profit for today. But you guys can see that when it dropped down below to 116, it got brought back up at the end of the day, which shows good strength and support, and it closed out above the 50-day moving average on the daily chart. So this to me implies that it could possibly move from 117 where it's at right now. The low pre-market off the intraday chart for the 1 minute chart is 116. You know, I'm thinking this stock could possibly make a 2-point to 3-point move up to 120 at least before selling off again. So we will keep this one on watch. I am more inclined to taking trades like this when they hit the lowest resistance points, or the lowest support areas. And for example, the 200, the 100-day moving averages, but we're far from it. I do like this just for a quick day trade, in and out, simply because it sold off and got brought back up, and looks like it had some support and showed some strength from yesterday. Looking at the weekly chart, I don't really like it, but another thing that I did was I set a marker right between the 9-day and the 20-day moving averages, looking for a possible entry right here at 114. That's ideally where I would like to get in, because you guys can see that the stock usually holds support on the purple line right here, the 20-day moving average. I would like it down here at the 50 off the weekly chart, but very slim chances that we'll get down there. So we'll just keep this one on watch. This is a simple day trade just for today, but you guys are also welcome to buy and hold it if you like. Um, Another stock that we're looking at is from the other day. I've noted a stock by the name of Delta Airlines. Had a sell off a couple days ago. Let's just take a look at the daily. Okay, so I pinpointed these entries. Now, if you see right here, the daily chart looks kind of all mixed. But when I'm looking at the weekly chart, there's been two instances where we've had support at the 200-day moving average. And, hey girl, what's up? And another support right here at the 200-day moving average. You guys can see that, after this week, this is a weekly chart, so it's a slow moving stock, and also it's going to take a while to get a return on it. But charts look solid enough for me to actually want to take a position in this and dump heavily into it, simply because they're at the lowest points. You guys could see from last week we closed out with a hammer. This week I'm a little bit more skeptical. As of right now, my average is about 46. And, for now, for this week, we still have tomorrow, which is Friday. But if the stock closes above this 200-day moving average line off the weekly, it's still showing me good strength. So I am more inclined to add to this trade simply for a move within the next 1 to 3 weeks up to a move to 50. The stock does have low composite ratings, keep that in mind, but it is Delta Airlines and, is one of the major airlines out there. So that's why I found it as a solid play, because I simply like the chart and the business is, it's kind of out there. Don't see the stock going anywhere tomorrow. But as for stops, I do have my stop at the low of day for the initial entry at 45. And I am currently in 3,000 shares at 46, so the most I can lose is 3,000. Up already for this week, 11.2 thousand for this week. The last stock that I'm looking at is TWLO, still currently holding in my RA account as well too. 305 shares in this account at 99, but 300 shares at 93 in my other account, for a total of 600 shares. But this stock looks like it wants to break out, and I am still holding. I do think the SPY is going to pull back some today, down possibly to 96, and I will look to add for some more, possibly about another 50 to 80 shares, because I am kind of running low on margin and liquidity right now. So I have my account diversified in different stocks. But so far for today, those are the stocks that I am looking at. TFX. One more stock that I forgot to cover with you guys. TFX, this stock is actually, daily chart looks kind of all over the place as well too. But if you guys look at the weekly chart, the stock really holds some really good support off the 100-day moving average. Now this stock, if you guys have heard the news about the wildfires in California and their insurance company PCG, they're going bankrupt, and this stock is looking to take ownership as of 118, which is tomorrow, and take over. I'm more inclined to taking a heavy amount of shares over at the 238 level. I got an alert set at 241 so I can watch it. Off this weekly chart, I'm thinking we could possibly pull back. If we're already getting close way to halfway through, it's going to pull back like a magnet down to the 100 moving average. So I will look to dump a heavy amount around this specific point right here. So it is on watch, but I'm not going into it today unless of course it gets around this area of 237, and I will hold for a possible swing from, if I do get in this area at 238, selling at 252. It's over a 20-point move. So am liking it. You guys could possibly short this down as well too to the next support, which is low of day 244, possibly from 248 to 244. If it breaks through that, it's not strong support. I do see it going down as low as 234. The weekly outweighs the daily, so it is something to keep on watch, but I'm a long bias trader, so not interested in it until it hits my actual points of interest around this 100-day moving average. So to sum it all up, SPY, I think it's going to be taking a pivot downward. TFX is one to watch for the long haul at the entry point of 237, 238. Delta Airlines will be looking to add today, possibly, depending on where we bottom out in the market, but really looking to dump a boatload in at the close of business tomorrow, specifically Friday. Don't want to go too heavy into it just yet until I see that it holds strength and closes above the weekly 200. TWLO still holding 600 shares. at 93 and 99 in my short-term day trade account. And let's see, Etsy 4 short today because I think it's due for a pullback today. Watching this right here has a gravestone from yesterday. Also a huge, kind of gap from 54 down to 52. And if we're gonna long anything today, if the market decides to go up, I'm looking to take a position possibly into data. But just really going to sit back and watch today. I don't really see enough, too much opportunity. I went through a couple stocks today, didn't really find anything of interest that was oversold in a good name. But it is something that we could keep on watch. It did hold strength and it got bought back up yesterday above the 50-day moving average, so it is of interest to me to take for a possible 3 to 4 point move for a first sell point. And if it breaks beyond that, we'll see. I'm thinking maybe 122 at most. And that's it for today. So we'll give you guys the recap at the end of the day. Come back. If you guys like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.